Strong Black Super Chemist. We're on playlist. It's called Trump's Legal Problems. I think this is part 2. Anyways, we were talking about how they planted, after 7 months of him being out of office, the White House emails Trump saying, come get this other pallet of, these other bunch of boxes here. And then Trump takes 5 months to pick them up, And then it comes out that pallet, or those boxes that he picked up after 7 months, after a year actually, but was told about it 7 months after he left. Yeah, that's the box that has all the classified stuff in it there, saying that, they forced him basically. They didn't force him, but they harassed him for 5 months. 7 months after he left office. Okay, then they harassed him for 5 months to come pick up these extra boxes that he didn't even know about. Then it comes out, in the emails that they were planting classified stuff in those boxes so that when they raided Mar-a-Lago, they could go straight to those boxes and say, looky, here's some more classified stuff. Okay. So, and that's just, but it kills me that like Fox News, they're always like, it's the same thing. No, one is legal and one is illegal. Trump did everything legal. Okay. He could have told the White House, fuck you. I'll keep these classified crops till I die, motherfucker. I'll be buried with these papers. There's nothing illegal about it. He had the clearance to do it, and no one had, he's the president, or was the president. He keeps that status, some of it, even after he's, out of office. So, and then I'm just going to go into the other thing, since he's already been convicted, the 34 felony counts or whatever. I'll go into that one because I'm not going to go into every one there because they're all just the same. They're all just ridiculous. Okay, now this one in New York, basically, Trump, what is it? Stormy Daniels, some porn star, accused Trump of having sex with him, and this was like 20 years ago or something. This is like way back in the day. So I guess she was going to write a book or something and put it in the book, and or sell it to the Inquirer, and Trump's team got a hold of it. Trump didn't even, according to Michael Cohen's, that defense's own testimony, Trump didn't even know about this thing until later on. You know what I mean? It was just because it was just automatic. There's a system set up with all rich people. When people come with bad stories or lies, if it's easier to pay them off, just pay them off to kill the story. You know what I mean? And, they don't even notify the billionaire up at the top. They just automatically do it. That's how this system was set up with Trump. You know what I mean? First of all, anyone who thinks that, I don't think that he slept with Stormy Daniels. Why? All of his women have been high class, high functioning, highly intelligent women. All of his women that he's been with Trump are classy, high value women, like, you know what I mean? And Stormy Daniels is a porn star. Trump is a billionaire. He can have sex with any woman he wants almost. You know what I mean? Let's face facts. When you're a billionaire, you have tons of women you can have sex with. Tons of them. Why would you, if you have tons of women to sleep with, why would you go sleep with a porn star who's probably disease infested? You know what I mean? Why would you do that? That makes no sense. Like, if I'm a billionaire, yeah, me right now, yeah, porn star, probably, yeah. I mean, not now because I have health issues, but back in the day, 10 years, a long time ago, yeah, if it was a porn star, I'd probably have sex with her. I mean, I'd have sex with any woman. I'm a whore. But I'm not a billionaire. If I was a billionaire, would I have sex with a porn star? No, hell no. Why would I risk getting a disease when I have 100 million other women who will sleep with me because I'm a billionaire? Makes no sense. None. None. And then you take that in conjunction with the fact that Trump, all of his women have been high class, classy women, man. They're not, whores out on the street, being whores in porn movies and stuff. So why would he do it? It's all right if he doesn't whore around. I mean, he does whore. He whores around a lot, but he whores around with classy chicks, not porn whores. He's the whore when he screws somebody, not the woman. So it doesn't make any sense. But anyways, it happened 20, 30 years ago or whenever it happened. Then she's, years later, she wants to do this book. That he paid him off. He paid her off after the election, which is another weird thing, right? If he was paying her to rig the election, why did he pay her after the election? Like, he was already in or not in office or in office at that point. You know what I mean? What would be the point? Why would you do that? Like, why would you pay someone afterwards? I'm already in, motherfucker. You can't screw me now. Why would you? Why after you were? How is that rigging the election if you pay someone after you have already been elected? That doesn't make sense, right? That's crazy. But anyway, so he paid off Stormy Daniels $150,000 or whatever it was, and that's not against the law. Anyone, especially if someone, they always keep saying, like, that's why I hate Fox News. They're, just a propaganda machine. Every time they say, oh, it's legal for him to pay. If he doesn't want people to know that he slept with this whore, this porn star, then, it's his legal right. And they're right. They're telling the truth. It is his legal right. But that isn't the story. The story is he isn't trying to cover up his affair with Stormy Daniels. Because I doubt that he was sleeping with a porn star when he's no billionaire, okay? Unless they're like ghetto. They came out, like maybe some rapper came out of the ghetto or whatever. But no billionaire other than some ghetto billionaire is going to sleep with a porn star. That's ludicrously insane. Why would you do that? At that point, you can have any woman you want. You would never pick a porn star at that point. That's idiotic. So the story should be that what Fox says is that it's not illegal for him to pay off people telling lies about him. Okay? But either way, it's legal and it's done all the time. People, not wanting your wife to know that you were sleeping around or that people are lying saying that you were sleeping around. There's no law against that. It's done all the time by rich people all the time. But what they're saying is that he, in the ledger, and if you've ever seen ledgers, you'll have the tablet, lines going straight up and down, instead of going across. Well, go both ways. But you'll notice that those lines going up and down are different columns that you can put money, in, out, how much, what for. You only have a little tiny box. You can only put like one word into this box describing what the payment is for, what kind of payment. They put it as a legal expense because Trump paid his legal attorney to do this. And so it was put as a legal expense. That's what they're saying he is breaking the law doing, okay? Because they're saying it's not a legal expense. I don't know what they're saying the expense is, but they're saying that it's not a legal expense, and therefore he lied. Even though, what's funny is on his taxes, he didn't deduct that money as a legal expense. He didn't deduct it as anything. So he didn't rip anyone off like, you could say, well, it wasn't a legal expense and he got deduction. No, he didn't get any deductions for it, okay? And that ain't what they're saying he did wrong, okay? What they're saying is they just don't like he put the word legal instead of hush money. Like, hush money is legal expense, you know what I mean? So, let's see how much time we got left there. All right, so he's there. Now, what's funny is because this happened way back in 2016 or whenever he became president, like a couple months after he became president. That's a long time. That's almost 8 years ago, man. That's like 7.5 years or whatever that this happened. They waited all the way up, just like all these other states. They're against. Oh wow, my battery's going. Oh. So, just like all these other cases against him, they all came out. They happened years and years and years and years ago, but now all of a sudden, months before the election, they come out. But anyways, because it was so long ago, the statute of limitations already went on that misdemeanor of putting, legal expense instead of hush money. Even if he was guilty, it's too late. You have a statute of limitations. There's a certain amount of time you have to convict him, or bring him up on charges. And if you don't, then it's too late. And the only thing that doesn't have a statute of limitations is murder. So it isn't murder, so there's a statute of limitations. But there's a technicality. If he was breaking a federal law, like election tampering, you know what I mean, then you can bring in the misdemeanor. The statute of limitations will be extended up further so that he could be convicted of it, okay? So there's only one way that you can get him on the misdemeanor, right? And that's by getting him the federal felonies. But see, the thing is you can't, Bragg has no jurisdiction when it comes to federal stuff, okay? So if the federal government doesn't convict him of these felonies, he can't get charged with the misdemeanor. And since the federal government didn't do that, then he cannot be charged with the felonies, the 34 felonies. Only the federal government can do that. But Bragg just basically said, well, what we'll do is, at the end of the trial, we'll get him to say yes or no, guilty or not, on the misdemeanor, and then the federal whatevers, we don't care if he got convicted of them or not. We're just going to say what we think. And they didn't even have to agree on it. They gave him 3 or 4 federal offenses, and then they told the jury, just pick, as long as you pick one, you don't have to pick the same one. You don't have to be unanimous on anything. Just pick what you think he might have committed as a federal, felony. So that's just so crazy. And like half the country is like, yeah, that makes sense. And the other half is like, what? But yeah, so he was never convicted of the felonies because he can't be convicted of federal offenses in a state court. So even though the jury, they all picked out, and they probably all picked different felonies. They all picked different felonies. But that takes away the statute of limitations, so he can get the misdemeanor and also get. It doesn't even make any sense, like, at all. It's totally against the law because they never convicted him of the felonies. And even if they had jurisdiction, let's say that Bragg had jurisdiction to try him for the felonies. At the end of the trial, you have to have everyone agree that he was guilty of and agree on a crime. At the end of Bragg's trial, they just gave him 3 or 4 felonies and said, hey, pick whatever. You don't have to be unanimous about anything. Just, pick one. And, well, whatever. We'll just say it's 34 felonies. Like, what? And then, like, the Georgia thing. And what's funny about this election, according to them, it's election interference because he wanted to hide his affair, or this lie of an affair, really. All right, I'm out of time here with this video. I'll be back on the next one. And then we'll get into another subject. about why the country is falling apart